All right, let's dive into a topic that's equal parts intriguing, taboo, and, let's be honest, something a lot of people have wondered about but are too embarrassed to ask out loud. Today we're answering the question, is it legal to have sex with a porn star in the United States? Now, before you raise an eyebrow or hit pause because your roommate walked in, let me assure you, this conversation is going to be informative, a little cheeky, but most importantly, rooted in facts. So sit back, relax, and let's talk about, well, let's just say professional intimacy. First things first, let's clear the air. Porn stars are people. Real people with jobs, responsibilities, and yes, personal lives. The same way you might meet someone at a coffee shop, a dating app, or through mutual friends, you could, hypothetically, meet someone who happens to work in the adult entertainment industry. So the real question isn't, can you have sex with a porn star, but rather, under what circumstances is it legal? And to answer that, we have to talk about two big words, consent and commerce. Here's the deal. In the United States, sex is legal between consenting adults. That's it. If you meet someone, whether they're a teacher, a lawyer, or an award-winning adult film actor, and you both consent to intimacy, well, congratulations, you're both on the right side of the law. Consent is the golden rule here, no matter who's involved. But, and this is a big but, if money exchanges hands specifically for sexual acts, that's where things get legally sticky. You see, prostitution is illegal in almost every state in the US, except for certain regulated counties in Nevada. So, if you're paying directly for sex, even with someone who works in adult entertainment, you're breaking the law unless you're in one of those counties, and it's all done under legal, regulated circumstances. And no, paying someone for a date and then having sex afterward doesn't magically make it legal. Courts have seen through that little loophole many times. Now here's where it gets interesting. Pornography itself is legal because it falls under the First Amendment as protected free speech. But the key difference is this. In porn, the sex is happening as part of a production. There are contracts, releases, documentation, and everyone involved is being paid specifically for their performance on camera. The camera is the legal shield here. It turns what would otherwise be illegal activity into constitutionally protected work. So, technically, if you're not on a set, under a legal contract with documentation and a crew, and you're just handing someone cash for sex, that's illegal. But let's take a step back and talk about reality. Most porn performers have personal lives just like anyone else. They date, they fall in love, they have relationships. If you meet someone who works in the adult industry and you both hit it off, there's nothing illegal about that. But, and I can't stress this enough, any scenario where there's a financial agreement specifically tied to sexual acts outside a regulated system is where things cross the line. Now, let's address a myth that's been floating around forever. Porn stars must be amazing in bed, right? Look, let's be honest. Porn is entertainment. It's a performance, not an instruction manual. Real-life intimacy doesn't come with choreographed positions, perfect lighting, and a soundtrack. Porn stars are professionals at what they do, but that doesn't mean every private encounter is going to resemble their on-camera persona. They're humans, not magic intimacy robots. And speaking of humans, let's not forget something really important, respect. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you're pursuing a relationship, or even just a conversation with someone in the adult entertainment industry, treat them like, wait for it, a person. Their profession doesn't define their entire identity. Ask yourself, would you ask a chef if they make every meal at home look like a Michelin star dish? Exactly. But let's circle back to the original question. Is it legal to have sex with a porn star? The simple answer is yes, if it's consensual, private, and free from any kind of financial arrangement tied directly to the act itself. If those boxes are checked, you're good to go. Now let's address another elephant in the room. There's often an unfair stigma attached to adult performers when it comes to health and safety. The truth is, professional porn sets in the United States are some of the most rigorously regulated places when it comes to testing for sexually transmitted infections. Performers are regularly tested, and most reputable productions require up-to-date health screenings. Honestly, statistically speaking, you're probably at a higher risk with someone you meet on a random dating app than with a performer who follows industry testing protocols. That's just science. At the end of the day, this conversation isn't just about whether it's legal to have sex with a porn star, it's about breaking down stigmas, understanding the law, and treating everyone, regardless of their profession, with respect and decency. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're wondering if something is crossing a legal or ethical line, just remember, consent, respect, and legality are your guiding principles. And if money is entering the conversation in a way that feels transactional, it's time to stop and reassess. All right, let's wrap this up with a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for legal advice. If you're navigating a situation that feels unclear, consult with a qualified legal professional. At the end of the day, intimacy, regardless of who it's with, should be about connection, trust, and mutual respect. Whether it's a one-time encounter or something more meaningful, focus on those core principles, and you'll stay on the right path. So until next time, stay curious, stay respectful, and remember, communication and consent are always sexy. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next episode.